I wanted to show you the status of the insolid Sentinel feature inside of our console. So here I have a process that's just a simple worker and a simple application that I'm gonna start a CPU profile, and we'll go over here and just run some load through this worker. So now we can see our profile. If we want, we can view the flame graph and narrow in on things there. We can look at the table to look at self time versus total time or the functions. But what I wanted to show you today is our AI tooling and what we call the Sentinel. So first what it's doing is just going through and vectorizing the profile and then processing this profile data to see if there's anything it can find, doing the analysis. And now it's actually going and fetching other metrics and other content from our other data APIs and observability metrics that we collect to see if there's any other relevant information. And finally, it's going to do the analysis with all of that collected data. And here it says that there's this function called generate pattern that it seems to think that there's a problem with. And what we have the option to do is upload that code to the Sentinel and let it analyze that code in the context of all of this data that it's collected. And soon we should get a finished report combining the code, the profile data, the metrics, and any other data that it thought relevant based on all of the metrics and trace data and all the other things that we collect. And so here we can see it's starting to write out our results. I'm going to avoid scrolling just so it doesn't bounce around. All right. So if we just read the conclusion first, we can see that it found this called the generate pattern function, which is a critical component of the Fastify request handling process. So we know that we're a Fastify application, and this is the function that's it found most relevant. Significant high self time and high frequency. So this is the focal point. And so it actually provided here an optimized version of this code that I can copy and put into my own editor and test and see if it's in fact an improvement. I can reload it and rerun the same test and see if it how it feels about the results after that. So here we have the results being analyzed. Before the suggestion of the fixes, we've got function generate pattern, high self time, high frequency. Here's the calls trace to get there. It doesn't find that it talks about idle time, talks about garbage collection. It doesn't see these as abnormal for this application. So based on these findings, it said this is a critical bottleneck, this generate pattern, and so that's why it offered to provide an attempt at optimizing the generate pattern function. So hope you can see that this is a pretty interesting use of observability data, and we're finding that it's just super compelling to mix all of the various different pieces of information that we can collect in a given time to to provide just a good amount of context for the AI to work with.